Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we're discussing a superb rarity, a lovely traditional dress complication from Omega. This is the Ville Power Reserve. It has a handsomely sculpted steel case that is 38.7 millimeters in diameter, 11.2 millimeters thick, and from lug tip to lug tip, 49.1 millimeters with a 19 millimeter spacing between the lugs. This watch features the rare and exquisite Brick Road metal bracelet. You can see stainless steel, a little bit like the yellow brick road from The Wizard of Oz, and also seamless with the tolerances being extraordinary to show no daylight between these links. Now you throw it on my wrist. My wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference. I want to emphasize that the watch wears large. It has a little bit of a flare or fight. You see how I can't pull the bracelet straight down out of the lugs? So this watch on a strap would fit a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference, but on the bracelet, you're going to want a wrist of 15 centimeters circumference or larger. And you can see on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, it really does straddle the edge of my wrist. Now, it would pull down a little bit more if I were to remove links and size this down, but you can see why I say it wears like a much larger timepiece when the bracelet is factored in. That said, it is super thin, and unlike modern Omegas, it is superbly slender and will easily fit underneath a dress cuff. Taking another look at that bracelet, it's designed to integrate with the case. Now, this is an integration a la Patek Nautilus or AP Royal Oak, but in terms of closing the gap to the case, tracing the contour of the lugs and the arc of the case profile, it's integrated the way a Rolex Oyster bracelet is integrated. There's no gap between the two components, case and bracelet. Now, we have a little bit of a recess, a channel down the center. Here we have small satin finished links, and you can see the satin runs longitudinally. We have these raised and polished massive outer links, and then we have quite a few removable links. You can see you'll need a block and punch if you want to size this at home because it uses pins and sleeves, but you do have enough removable links, and they're small enough in profile that you're going to get a really precise sizing. To help fit the watch more easily to the wrist, there's a slider internally and a single trigger to activate the release of the clasp. Rolling around the case, you can see that there are stepped and fluted lug profiles to give this small case a mighty and nuanced appearance. We also have a bezel that actually has two different planes. One is a flat outer step, and then there is a domed flange that sits adjacent to the sapphire. We have mini crown guards with an Omega crown that is pushed down, though the watch was rated by Omega for 100 meters of water resistance. We have a little bit of a dome or a camber to the crystal, and then a dial that's best described as opaline. So it's a sort of silver white with a little bit of warmth to it. It's not a harsh silver white. It's a bit off-white, truth be told. And we have applique indices, which are beautifully mirror polished and micro-faceted, giving them a wonderful detail nuance. Outboard, you can see little lume plots, and this is in fact a lumed watch. We'll do a quick lume shot with the watch just so you can see it is quite legible at night. No problems in that regard. At center, we have modified alpha-style hands, an applied Omega logo and marquee, and then we have two sub-registers, one for small seconds, one for the power reserve indicator. The watch is automatic, though you can manually wind it if you like, and you can see that the power reserve moves rather quickly as I wind the watch. Now pull the crown out all the way, you activate hacking seconds. Pull the crown out halfway, and you activate the quick set system. Also, there's a lovely dress watch appropriate font used for these numerals that is serif intensive and delectable. Now the watch is fairly thin, and that's partly because the movement base, if we start from where the movement started, we'll begin with the ETA 2892A2, which was modified to become the Omega 1120, which was modified to become the coaxial caliber 2500. And from that coaxial caliber 2500, this watch's caliber 2627 was created. You can see on the reverse side, coaxial escapement and power reserve. The watch has both of those. And you can see the classical god Kronos atop the globe. He is the keeper of time right there. So the movement's fairly thin because it's based ancestrally on the 2892A2. It is a automatic winder, bidirectional winder with a 48-hour power reserve. It's got stop seconds, the quick set, small seconds, the power reserve indicator, a 5-position adjustment, a COSC chronometer certification, a coaxial escapement, which is a double impulse escapement. It is both direct and indirect impulse with tangential contact, designed by George Daniels in the 70s to improve power reserve, chronometry, and reduce maintenance requirements. Omega industrialized it in the late 90s. In 1999 is the 2500, so that is the ancestry of the movement you see right here. It's a 29 joule movement that is free sprung for greater durability. And of course, it is a movement that is both coaxial and a chronometer. So the movement, not the whole watch, but the movement went through the COSC tests, 5 positions, multiple temperatures, and about 2 weeks of testing. Chronometer over 24 hours can vary no more than -4 plus 6 seconds per 24 hours. That is the bar this watch has passed. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.